Hi, welcome to Punchline Talks Apprenticeships. I'm Mark Owen, and today my special guest is Claire Whitworth. She's a Deputy Principal, Senior Management Team at Hartpury University and College. Hello there, Claire.
Hi, Mark. Pleased to be here today.
Well, first of all, let's start with Hartpury University and College. Can you just give us an overview then, and then lead us into your sort of specialisms about T-levels and all the rest of it, please, and apprenticeships?
Sure. So I've managed and oversee the Hartpury College, part of Hartpury University and Hartpury College. We have 2,000 students in the college and then another 2,500 students in the university. We specialise in agriculture, equine, animal, sport, and also A-levels and veterinary nursing. So very, very specialist, very, very niche, which means that we can really invest in those specialist resources and specialist staff to really support those particular areas.
Now, tell us a bit more about the sort of Aggie side of things and farming side of things and the equine as well, please.
Yeah, so agriculture has grown over the years. We've now got 500 students studying agriculture, whether that's an agricultural apprenticeship, an extended diploma that's about to become a T-level from September 2024, or also our university provision in agriculture. So it really is growing. We're seeing a lot more people from non-farming backgrounds, as well as those from traditional farming backgrounds attracted to agriculture. Really exciting career prospect with the climate change elements, the digitization and everything sort of agri-tech. And also we're finding a lot more females coming into the agricultural sector as well.
Well, why do you think that is? Why do you think it's getting so, be more attractive? Because you think, well, it's hard work, isn't it? It's hard work, it's long hours, farming itself is quite a dangerous job as well. Why do you think maybe more and more people are turning to that sort of lifestyle?
I think because it is such an important aspect of kind of sort of the economy, really, and people are really realizing that and understanding the importance of agriculture and feeding the nation. And also the fact that there's a lot more digitization in agriculture really means that it's a different type of skill set to perhaps what it was a number of years ago. And it certainly is a lot more attractive, as a result of that. And I think that's really, really important. And there's lots of different ways to getting into agriculture now through the apprenticeship route where you're earning while you're learning as well, through the full-time education, or also various different sort of training packages that you can study even when you've left university or college. So there's lots of different ways of getting into it, lots of different job roles. There's obviously the job roles that you're aware of in agriculture, the traditional ones, but you've also got those involved with sort of nutrition, genetics, the climate change, as I mentioned, more of the techie type roles. It's such a broad plethora of different roles that perhaps you can go into that maybe you didn't do several years ago.
Yeah, well, let's talk about those other different types of jobs if that's okay. Especially so you have the traditional farming route, looking after animals maybe. Can you just touch on that a bit more, please? Because someone who comes like me doesn't come from a farming background.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in that sort of side of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, fundamentally looking after animals and all of the kind of the skills that you need in order to look after animals, to manage the land, is very much the same as what it has been and always will be. But I think as we've got more advances in technology and agri-tech plays such a big part in the precision farming element, it means that obviously farmers can be a lot more precise in what they do in their sort of farming applications and so on and so forth, which means that it really does improve productivity. And I think, agri-tech is a big part of what we do at Hartpury. We have an agri-tech centre as part of our digital innovation farm, and that includes opportunities for industry to really engage with our students. It means that our students are really industry ready when they go out, because they're not just learning in a classroom environment, they're learning on commercial farms at Hartpury and elsewhere as well. But also we've got a digital studio, which has our simulators in, so our combine simulators, our tractor simulators, and it means that students can learn in a really safe environment before they go out on that really expensive kit that has a lot of technology attached to it. So I think it's a really exciting time to be in agriculture, really.
And also, you guys own your own farm, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
just, which I think
Yeah.
one of the very few in the country that has its own working farm.
So we have a commercial farm with just about 400 hectares, and that includes a dairy unit, a beef unit, a sheep unit, obviously an arable enterprise, as well as the digital innovation farm. And the commercial bit's really important to us at Hartpury because it means that students are learning in that real world environment. It's not simulated, it is a proper commercial environment. The students are milking at 4 o'clock in the morning, and obviously that's exactly what they would do in industry. We're moving into T-levels, as I mentioned earlier, in September 24, and that's a really exciting opportunity for Hartpury. It means that students can specialise in a T-level in livestock, crops or agricultural engineering, so they can really tailor it to meet their ultimate career ambitions. And what we are doing with our livestock T-level is still at retaining our middle year, so our sandwich year, which we currently operate, which means that students get a whole year in industry in between their first and third year of their course. We've had 100% progression rates to industry over the last 5 or 6 years as a result of that. So I think it's really important for us to retain that, because it really does help students get those jobs when they leave us.
I mean, 100%. That's absolutely amazing sort of figure.
Mm.
And is it sort of a particular age group that are coming in, or is it people changing from a different industries into this new, into just a lifestyle change?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's very much a 16-year-old that will come to us at college level, and they'll do a 2 or 3 year sort of program with us. Obviously, at university, they come in at 18, so they may have done A-levels prior to that. They may have done a college course at Hartpury or elsewhere, and then they come to us at 18 to then further their studies at Hartpury University. We also do operate through our Agi-tech centre loads of different training programs for those that are currently in the industry to really upskill and be able to perhaps use data in a more effective way to make key business decisions. And we've got those running throughout the year. And if anyone's interested in that, they can get in contact with Ben Thompson, who's our head of business development for agriculture here at Hartpury. And like I said, we run CPD and training events throughout the whole year. And we can also run bespoke events as well. So if there's a group of farmers or those in industry that really want to look at something specific in agri-tech, then we can obviously run those too.
Now, on a sort of farming side of things, a few years ago, it appeared to be not very well paid. So what sort of salaries are we looking at now? If you're a young person, 16, 18, you're coming out after your degree, or you finished your course, what sort of salary are we looking at? Is it minimum wage, or is it far better paid than it's specific?
I mean, it depends on the job role, obviously, and it depends whether they're an apprentice or obviously they're a graduate. But it is really well paid now. I won't give you specifics, but it is really well paid industry. And I think that also attracts people into the sector as well. And like I said, the fact that a lot of our, or the majority of our students, if not all, do get the job when they're finished, they're not necessarily staying in that particular job role when they leave. They often get more responsibility, they get more supervisory roles, and obviously with that, it is obviously financially rewarded as well. So some really good opportunities from a financial perspective too.
I think the other thing that really interests me is it's so diverse, isn't it? I mean, what type of jobs, just a quick overview, what type of different things can you actually do?
Yeah, so you can do things like livestock herd management, obviously livestock workers, all the way through to sort of crop technicians. Somebody perhaps might want to go more and specialise in the agronomy side of things, animal nutrition, genetics, sort of health, animal health, sales. It's such a broad spectrum of opportunities for students to go into once they finish these college courses or degrees, as well as obviously the traditional farm working, which is really, really important in order to obviously feed our nation.
Now, Hartpury is really established here in Gloucestershire as well. But there's one thing that you would like to say as a pitch to a young person watching this, or anybody watching this, about Hartpury. What would that be?
It's a fantastic place in which to learn, and it's not just me saying this obviously as deputy principal, but we've got fantastic staff with amazing skill sets. We've got really good resources. We've invested £50 million in our resources over the last 10 years, and we continue to invest. And take it just for the agricultural side, we've managed to invest and are currently investing up to £8 million in our home farm campus. We've just been awarded £2.5 million to invest in our agricultural engineering workshops, so they'll all be having an upgrade ready for this September. We've also been able to buy £1 million worth of new specialist kit. So, coupled with that specialist staff, all that great equipment, the latest technology, it means that students really will stand out from the crowd. And that's ultimately, as senior managers, what we want to achieve, ensuring our students really are work ready, not just for the jobs of today, but also the jobs of the future, and have that transferable skill set to really, really make a difference to the sectors that they go into.
No, I think unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. Thanks ever so much for joining Punchline Talks today. Catch you very soon.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.